This is My Hero Academia, Russell Drive. Manga, anime, news, and more, Russell Drive.
Hello and welcome to episode 119 of the My Hero Academia podcast. I'm Kendra, returning again after 2 weeks. You thought you got rid of me. And today I have with me, as well, I have James.
Hello.
And Gary.
Hi there.
Yay. And returning special guests, we have Marion.
Yay. What's up?
Yay. And Benjamin Banks.
Yo, what's good?
Yeah, we got two podcasting extraordinaires here. Two powerhouses.
Woo!
Houses divided. Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to do Shakespearean shit, but don't get into a war. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, but what we're actually here to talk about is chapter 283. But before we and some emails, but before we get into that, we have a little bit of news. James, what do you have some news for us?
Sure, I have. Let's see. First off, that we're getting LP vinyl for the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie, so it looks pretty cool. It's got two colors, like the vinyl discs are green and like orange. I wish I had the like a record player or something, then I would probably get them.
And that's a separate vinyl from the one they did for charity that has like lyrics and stuff?
I believe so. I believe this is the movie track version of it.
Okay. And I know that we got an author comment, and it says, Rebel Tech Deku is out. I've been daydreaming about my characters being Rebel Techinized since I started my first series. Techized? I don't know how to say that. But basically, it's just a figure, and it looks kind of funny. Like, Deku has, lightning bolts coming out of his eyes. I guess that's just showing full cowling. But it also kind of has, the sound effects as well. There's him, muttering. It actually looks kind of cool. It's like a Smash version. Doing the finger flick. And there is some also kind of cool, there's the Masterlize figures, which has, Hawks, Todoroki, Deku, and Bakugo. And they're really cool looking. I really like the Hawks one, as the feathers look really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love the lighting on the Todoroki one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very dramatic. It's nice he's doing the ice, I appreciate it. Because usually I think they try to do, fire or something, or, fire and ice, but it's just ice. So he's bleh, I'm mad. I don't know. And I think, is there anything else for news? There is, My Hero and Monster Strike combo, which is in Japan. It just had, kind of festival-themed food and some drinks. And some of this information is from at Shibuya Smash. Basically, if you want My Hero news, follow them. They post really cool stuff in English, so check them out.
Yeah. There's some new accessories as well that were announced earlier this week. Like the Kaminari figure that they're releasing. I don't know if anyone's seen that one. They're releasing a new Kaminari figure.
Yeah, it looks really good. It's really high quality.
Nice.
Yeah. And U-Treasure is also releasing silver and gold My Hero Academia themed rings. So if you want to have a My Hero Academia wedding, get those rings.
I wish, I couldn't really tell what the different lines were.
What's up, Benjamin?
I have a question. Are there any Coda figures?
I don't think I've ever seen any.
So you can burn it?
Thank God.
I don't think so.
Thank God that there aren't any. That just shows you right there how important he is. Because he doesn't even have a figure.
There are figures. There's an actual figure, collectible.
I will say there's also some more figure news. There's a lot of figure news this week. But, let's see. I think it's Remint is the company is releasing a special, set of figurines called Desktop Heroes. And they're literally, just desktop-sized figures of, the, regular Ben Presto figures you've seen, the what's her name? Suyu's, Splash figure and stuff like that. But they're, pen holders and smartphone holders and card stamps. They're really cool. They're, really tiny little just versions of the figures that are already out.
Awesome. And are you ready to segue into the chapter?
Sure.
And now on to chapter 283.
The very first page, we get all the students, well, most of the students of 1A and 1B, just like looking off into the distance. Chapter 283, the child was 75. Yeah, and then on the next page, we see what they're looking at. It's like, just like the path of destruction that Gigantomachia has left, like, through like the forest and like all the debris from like the city below. And, you see, Tape Boy, I forgot his name. Sero, he's like, Shoji, are the heroes, he's asking like, are the heroes still alive? And Shoji is like, it's too far. I can't confirm either way. And, yeah, we get more scenes of like all of the destruction and the debris. Dark Shadow is like helping like pick up people from like all the cave-ins and stuff, or like the rocks. And Momo is like, she's like in disbelief, saying like, this is absurd. They only survived because the villains didn't consider them worthy enemies. And you just see like kind of flashbacks to like all the heroes just like trying to like withstand. And Gigantomachia has like this really freaky like transformation. Like you see like his fingers like really extending, and like it looks like bones are like almost coming out of his skin as he's like screeching, and just he looks monstrous.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we just see like the students are being saved by Majestic.
And then Majestic is saying to the students, your decisions and actions were correct. Kids played this right. Whatever happens now, don't ever doubt that. Which I'm glad we finally get to see Majestic in the last, we've seen him a couple times now. And then, and like little highlights of his power as well. And then they like zoom to safety.
I think we missed a line like, that's why we're still alive.
Oh, yeah.
The Gigantomachia, like, scary page.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that was Momo saying, like, that's why we're alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we see more destruction going on. And She-Mage / Mushroom Girl, Komori, that's her name? She says, hey, shouldn't the sedatives have kicked in by now, Shroom? And Mineta says, our decisions, our moves, did we do the right thing? Really? And the heroes too. Did they make the right choices? And then we see, like, Hawk all bandaged. And a lot of destruction going on in the city. And we see a couple of the, generals and stuff from, the Paranormal Liberation Front. Mineta goes on, seriously? This whole nightmare, didn't we just get all worse? And Gigantomachia says, onwards to master.
That's really cool. I like how it's spelled. At first I thought that was a sound effect, but it's just like him saying it really like gutturally, like screaming it.
Yeah.
Like a monster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And have we established like what's on his face? Like what happened? Is that from like Mudman?
No, that's from like, it used to be on the bottom part, and then he moved it up for some reason.
Yeah, like
to cover his eyes.
shield.
You'd think he'd want to shield his mouth so he didn't throw things in it, but instead he just covered his eyes for no reason. I didn't really get that.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean now. Yeah, we never really saw his mouth like that.
Well, I think we did. I think it changed the chapter before, like when like we saw it kind of move, and we're like, oh wait, that's not his chin?
Oh, okay. I didn't notice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe I did and I didn't. So then we see the former League of Villains members, Dabby, Toga, Compress, and Spinner, just kind of like pensive in general.
Did you notice Fridge Man, though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's Fridge Man? Oh yeah, there he is.
It's interesting. Like, Dabby's really happy. Well, Toga and, like, Spinner both look kind of, like, contemplating stuff. You can't tell with Compress. But I wonder, does Spinner know Twice is dead?
I don't think anybody knows, right?
Toga does.
Toga knows, yeah. And
That's right, yeah.
So I'm thinking they would know, like they would talk while they're riding on the back of Gigantomachia.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah, they must have at least like brought it up while they were all like on their back, because he's I guess he's the only one not there besides Shigaraki.
Yeah.
Like they're going towards Shigaraki, right?
Yeah, so put two and two together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get Dr. Asshole saying, You don't say he's really coming! You nearly
I
had
hate
us.
him so much.
Oh, yeah. I hate him. I think I wasn't on one week, and I was like, just let me know if they, beat up the doctor, or I just hope he gets punched in the face or something. I forget. And he's saying, You nearly had us beat! If not for that one slip up, and the cop's just shut up. But he's still going, ha, 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 ha. Shigaraki waking up turns everything on its head. Gigantomachia is a calamity who lives and dies for his master's sake. The foot soldiers we call Nomu were modeled after the big fella. Because every king needs his soldiers right, good, strong ones. And President Mike is looking kind of concerned. It's weird. His glasses broke, so that's why he kind of chucked them. And we get a really gross shot of the Nomu as they're fighting First Nation hero, who I know we saw him in the Stain arc, but I forget his name.
Native.
Okay.
Oh, Native, you're right. I was hoping we'd get to see his quirk, but he's just kind of getting bit in the arm by a Nomu. It's this is what you get for cultural appropriation. I'm just trying to figure out, there's another one, and it's emitting, oh no, that's Burnin, attacking it.
Yeah, the Endeavor girl.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot her name.
Yeah.
Endeavor.
I think it's just burning. I think it's just burning.
Yeah, Burnin. And,
we
the
get
doctor...
Kirigiri, or what's his name?
I think that is his name.
Kirigiri Man?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kasagiri Man. Kasagiri.
Okay. That sounds
Kasagiri.
Kasagiri, yeah. It sounds too much like Kurogiri, who is, Loud Cloud. Right? Anyways.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Shirakomo.
Yeah, Shirakomo is what his name was Kurogiri.
Oh, yeah.
That's not that hero's name. I think it's Kasagiri.
The portal name.
Yeah, that's Kasagiri. That's the dude that's covered in fur. Right?
Yeah, I think you're right. And then the doctor continues talking, and now, with Machi on the move, total destruction is inevitable. I think when I read this, I didn't realize that it was all the doctor talking. But he's still going, saying, Shigaraki will bring your hero-saturated society crumbling down. And I literally requested this page just because I'm in love with Shigaraki's hair. I love how it's just so white. It's lighter than, the background. It's almost like a halo.
He's becoming Sephiroth.
Yeah, or
Oh, yeah.
Straight up. It's really, really cool. I think last week it was kind of cool how it was, kind of contrasting with the clouds.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it's just, I wonder how they're going to do that in the anime, just because it's kind of an absence of space.
If you could compare it to anything, remember in Full Metal Alchemist when they showed, I can't remember what the thing was, when Ed went to the other world and he was talking to, that white figure. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, was it the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember how white it was and all you just saw was the silhouette around it. I'm thinking that it might be something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume.
Part of it is the fact that there's no black outline for the hair, so they can probably just do it like a flat color without the a flat white without the border around it. You just see the edges.
I think that'd be really cool. And Deku is angry, he's crying. I thought he was doing an Oda cry face with snot coming out as well. But no. And Eraser is kind of down for the count. I was surprised. I thought he was going to keep going, but I guess after you get your face clawed at and chop your own leg off, you're kind of fairly out of commission.
You should take a quick break.
Yeah. And we get some father-son allyship or more hero. I don't know. He gives his dad some ice and he's like, Shoto! And he's like, I had to help Ryuko and them first. Cool off with that ice. It should at least provide some comfort. And he's kind of like not looking at him as he says it. So I think it's good that it's more like at fellow heroes.
Like a professional thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which I appreciate. Like, they're not, like, they're just, like, they need to survive in this situation. And Endeavor, instead of cooling off, is just kind of like, like, look happier.
Like yourself, cool down.
Yeah. And then Bakugo is, like, sitting down, and who's behind Bakugo?
I think that's Gran Torino.
Oh, you're right, yeah. And Deku goes blasting off, and like,
again.
And I think Bakugo's mad because like he's like kind of going ahead of him. He's like, "Damn it! What happens next?"
But we see,
damn it! And then Always Sunny theme.
we get Manuel saying, I think it's Manuel saying that he's like, elevate his leg and stop the bleeding with this binding cloth. Crap! It gets tangled so easily with what's with this cloth. As we see Rocklock and Deku helping out as well. Rocklock saying, Deku, just run! And we get a nice shot of Rocklock's earrings. Which I like. And Deku, all like, I like this art on it, and he's just like, no!
Like, straight up the scariest I've ever seen Deku. Like that.
It is. It's just like, no.
It reminds me of Caesar from Planet of the Apes. He's like, get your filthy ape hands off of me. No.
Oh.
Mom said it's my turn to use the Xbox.
No. Yo, we need to make memes out of this.
That's basically the episode image.
But we get Shigaraki out here, and he says, well, time to die. It's just like, as we see the next page, you see him kind of like almost cut entirely in half. Like, and he says splort, and he's like, huh? And I think that's his body coming back together too as well. And we get, that's right. He's like, I see. I get why I was all busted up just a second ago. I had to push past my body's limit to keep moving. He says, but now my hyper regen quirk is back. My body shouldn't have any limits at all. And then he thinks for a second. He goes, wait, what's the date today?
Christmas Day, sir!
Oh my god.
Well, he's wondering if that coupon expires or not.
Yeah. He wants Deku to buy him a turkey.
And we get Deku saying his body. And the narrator saying, Gran Torino said he got the all-for-one quirk transplanted into him. That power is too much for his body to keep up with, as we see images of Deku destroying his body.
I think
he wasn't noting how ripped he is, so that's good. Or like literally ripped, but.
Oh, that's good. I do like that. There's the shot of Deku with the broken fingers, kind of like makes me think of him saying no. Like kind of that Deku kind of has done that scary face stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of this right here just shows the growth of Deku from the beginning until right now, and like all of his sacrifices that he's gone through to become a better hero. And that's one thing that I like about all of these little images right here.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. He's gone from like crying in pain or like sadness. Now this is like angry crying. This is just like sheer rage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I find that really interesting because we knew from the beginning he had like the chops, I guess, to be like a hero, but like now instead of like out of like desperation was like why he cried usually, now it's just because like it's like righteous, like he's like pissed and he's because he wants to do the right thing.
And doing the right thing is what heroes do.
Mm-hmm.
I just gave an eye wink to the camera just to let y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, so now we go back to like a little flashback, and it shows when Shigaraki had emerged from his tube at 75% completion. And is it Mirko or Mirko?
I say Mirko.
Okay, alright, just wanted to make sure. Alright, so it's like you see Mirko, and you see what it looks like is two hands or a scarf pulling her away from the explosion. And then we see the Kakashi hero, because we don't know what her name is. And just to let you guys know, I looked it up to see if they revealed who she was, and she doesn't have a name. So I just call her the Kakashi hero. So you see the Kakashi hero carrying Mirko, and she's like, "Stay with us, Mirko. You win this by staying alive, and you will win." And then it goes back to Shigaraki on the battlefield, and he doesn't care what the date is, and he says, "Whatever. Hyper-regen is still working." And then you see Deku with the black whip and the electricity around him. And then Shigaraki says, "One touch should end this." And then he's going to touch the ground, and then you just see a swoosh, and like there's nobody on the ground. So where's everybody at? You see Deku with several black whips around everybody. Like he picked everybody up off the ground so that way Shigaraki couldn't kill him. That's Todoroki, Endeavor, Manuel, Gran Torino, Azawa, Rocklock, Ryuku, and Bakugo. I think I got everybody. Yeah, alright. And then you see somebody saying, "One for all. The 7th users," and then Rocklock's like, "We're floating? What the heck?"
Rocklock's had a long day.
It's like every time I think of Rocklock talking, he's always angry. All the time. "We're floating." And so the person that's saying "one for all, the 7th user," that's Gran Torino. And then it shows an image of Gran Torino and Shimura. And he's gliding next to her. She's floating. And he's like, "That's Shimura's float." And then it comes back to Deku with everybody behind him. And he's like, "Up here is where I'll beat you. I swear it with all I got." And then that's the end of the chapter. Next chapter hits September 18th.
Woo. Deku's about to kick his ass.
Yes.
This was so exciting.
Yes.
I fucking love the page where he's just like in the air and you see like the light shining down as like the black whip is like swirling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, it looks so cool.
I can like hear the crescendo in the music right there. But Marion, what were your thoughts on the chapter?
It was so like exciting, just like all the way through. I wasn't expecting to see like flashback to the kids and they see like Gigantomachia. Just cause like I forgot, like legit. I forgot that even though like they were so important like a few weeks ago, like I couldn't stop thinking about just like Shigaraki and like everyone like coming together to like do what they can, but then like damn, like the fact that like they got Eraserhead like incapacitated, that's gonna hurt. I don't know. It's just I at this point like I don't even like theorizing and stuff. I'm just like reading it as it comes out, and every week is such a fucking blast.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Any other thoughts?
Yeah. Sorry.
Gary.
I said this already because I read that part of it, but I really like Majestic hanging around because we know that Momo trained with him at one point, but we didn't really see that or him at the time. So that's fun. I'm always up for a Momo moment. And then
Momo moments is the best line.
I won't lie, I thought of that earlier. But then
You were holding on to that.
It was. I'm like, this is gold right here. So yeah, the Shigaraki stuff is interesting too because we didn't really see any side effects of him being released at 75%. And I will admit too, when I read the chapter title, I'm like, what in the world is 75? Like, I don't know. And so yeah, I like that there are drawbacks to him being awakened early. So he does have some weaknesses. He's not OP right now. The other thing I was going to say is when, I think was it Mirko or it was the Scarf Girl. I can't remember what, Banks called her.
Kakashi, hero.
Mm-hmm.
Kakashi hero. When she's like, talking about you win this by staying alive, I thought of the BTs, of course. And then, okay, the art was really good. Very shonen-y. And I think that's about all. The last two pages, and I'm sure, we're all gonna comment on that, but the last two pages are pretty epic. Like, I was kind of wondering, like, if Deku can use Float and Black Whip in conjunction, like, what's the point of Ochako anymore? But,
Yeah.
I'm sure she can do other stuff. Like, he'll have to have limits on that.
Mm.
No, yeah, it's just like the way that her quirk works is like, you could use it for more stuff. Just cause like the fact that you lose like I don't know how it works exactly, but basically like you make something weightless, and like that's more than just like making something like float, cause like that's like changing physics.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
kind
You
of
can turn it
you
off
could-
that will.
Yeah, and you could lift more people. Like Black Whip, he had to spread them all around.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he could have. I don't know. And also, you're kind of floating upwards. So, like, if Ochiko's there, she could just touch Shigaraki and be like, "Bye, bitch." Like, what you gonna do when you go float away?
Yeah, she could just like touch him and like poke him, and he's just gonna keep on going in that direction to space.
Yeah. So, but that is the end of the series. Ochiko just needs to touch Shigaraki, and he's a balloon. Like,
Yes, he's a balloon.
What you gonna do? I'm writing down balloon Shigaraki, even though I don't know how I'll do it.
I was like, I made Balloon Shigaraki last week, but
Oh.
I didn't post it.
Oh yeah, the Dig Dug thing.
Yeah. I like how there's
What
two
about-
references of just Shigaraki floating away now.
Was it
And what were you gonna
David
say,
Blaine
Gary?
that Did David Blaine do that like up thing where he was floating with balloons like last week or whatever? You know what I'm talking about?
David
No.
Blaine?
Yeah,
The
he did a
magician?
trick. Yeah, he did a trick where he was like floating with like balloons, like full up style.
Oh.
Oh shit, I don't know.
I think it was him.
That's cool.
Maybe I got the wrong magician.
Sorry,
No, it is true,
it's
it's
really funny to me.
Did you look at it?
But anyways, is it okay if I go?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
Yep.
I really appreciate like the kind of shot of the students being like horrified, and Sophie's not on this week, so I want to shout out Aoyama like shitting his pants. He's scared. I also really like kind of the idea like we only survived basically because they weren't worth killing, essentially. And I kind of makes me think of like Hunter x Hunter when Gon got really mad that Hisoka didn't kill him, or that he like let him take his badge. So I kind of hope like the students get like a second chance. I wonder like how come shouldn't the drug still work? Like it's gonna take time to kick in.
That's what I'm thinking. That it hasn't got to him yet.
Or hopefully his like stomach acids aren't like super strong. But I really appreciate that it was Mineta saying it, like, or the one saying later about, like, did we do the right thing? Because I think it's nice to actually have his character actually do stuff instead of just being the hate sink for being a weird pervert the entire time. So he actually gets emotional lines.
Mm-hmm.
I wish the League had gotten some lines, just because, like, I'm curious about Spinner and, like, Toga. She had that freak out, and then, like, nothing happened. So, like, I'm wondering if she's mad at Dabi. Shigaraki just scares me. Like, this is the most consistently, like, My Hero just stresses me out every week, where I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen next? And just, like, kind of worrying about that. But also Chainsaw Man does that to me as well. I always think, like, Eraserhead, I'm really disappointed, like, he actually is down. Like, I get it makes sense, like, he's hit his limit, but I was like, cut off your eyelids! Like, hold up your eyes and just stare at him. Otherwise,
Oh my god,
That's
is
extreme.
terrifying.
that is very scary. Don't do that. That would be very bad. Like, it would bleed, so you wouldn't even be able to see. So don't cut off your eyelids, folks. Angry Deku is really interesting, and I wonder if maybe Bakugo might calm him down or something. Just because, like, I do appreciate, though, that Deku, when he ran to Eraserhead. He didn't run to Shigaraki. Like, he didn't completely lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think that's kind of cool. I guess I'm kind of confused. Like, I think it's kind of interesting that Shigaraki, he's at his, like, most powerful, but he's also, like, at, like, chapter 1 Deku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking your limbs. So, like, Deku's done this shit before. Like,
The
he's
only
like,
difference, he has like his own like regeneration quirk. If it wasn't for that, he would have been like ripped apart.
yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's interesting. If I hope we do get a bit of Deku, like, strategizing or kind of thinking, like, I know what happens when you do this. And I'm going to point out Shigaraki's hair again because I can. And now it does have a little bit of shading to it, which I think is kind of cool. I wonder if it's an indicator of anything. The more damage he gets, the grayer his hair gets, or just kind of like, he's like, okay, I can't just have his hair be solid white. I need to add some detail. Either way, it looks incredible. I'm just going to talk about Chikaraki's hair all the time. Mirko stuff was weird. It confused me a little bit because I wasn't sure who was talking. But I appreciate we get to check in on her and see she actually did get away. And also, I think we kind of called the float thing, but I guess we were kind of thinking of it as more as just reminding him of his grandmother, even though he didn't know that was her quirk, so it wouldn't really remind him of anything. I do wonder what emotion might trigger this, because Black Whip is anger, and Deku's angry. But I wonder if, it has to be, sheer rage or, sadness that does float, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, because he doesn't look like he's sad. I mean, he has tears in his eyes, probably for being concerned and whatnot. I don't know.
Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's the feeling of wanting to protect, because he basically did it to get these people out of harm's way.
Yeah, I can see that.
The official translator, Caleb, you can follow him on Twitter at CDCubed. He theorized it might be hope.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, I don't think Deku's hopeful.
No.
I think it's more anger, determination. I guess there's a lot of kind of same general feel. I hope it's kind of something interesting. I wonder how much Deku can fight. Because are the Black Whips, they don't really come from... Well, so basically, one arm is doing all the whips. So I wonder, he can only basically use one hand. So, I wonder how this fights... I guess he can kick... He has two legs and an arm that he can, beat him up with.
You know, I will say that, I like the fact how stronger the Black Whip has gotten, because remember, originally he could only use it for 1 second. And he's been using it this entire battle to hold Shigaraki down. And then now he is able to use multiple whips to pull everybody up off of the ground. You know what I'm saying? So that's really awesome how much stronger that the Black Whip has gotten.
I just want to say,
because of how strong he's feeling.
Marion, can you say that again? Sorry, I interrupted you.
No worries. Maybe that's just how strong he's feeling. That's just how angry that he's able to get more control out of the whips too. Because he was saying also. Sorry, I thought for some reason Deku was he was angry, but he was also saying no, he didn't say it. I for some reason I thought that he was keeping himself calm, but obviously he is. That's his training. During the Endeavor arc was to be able to keep your you feel the emotion that brings out the power, but you have to keep yourself in check.
I guess it's kind of cool. I'm trying to think when I think he caught a car or something during that arc, but it wasn't this many whips. I definitely think it is the rage and also experience that kind of mixed together. It is very funny for the panel when he's holding all the people. I thought the two people below Endeavor were Endeavor's shoes and that they fell off when he got picked up. But that's Bakugo and
Gran Torino.
Oh, Gran Torino! I keep forgetting Gran Torino! I don't know why. I hope Gran Torino isn't dead. I appreciate that we got to see old man, younger Gran Torino days. I don't know. I hope they're doing okay. Oh, they also do a close-up of Gran Torino as well. I am silly.
At what I'm curious, at what point did, Gran Torino, shrink into, an old man? Because, we saw him in a flashback where he was younger and, taller, but, he's...
Tall and buff.
Now he's, short in a flashback with her. Did she witness him, just getting, really short?
He just needs more calcium.
Honestly, I feel like that's him at his normal height, but because of how he's dashing at her, it looks like the short Gran Torino. But I thought that too when I read it as well. I was just wow, why is he so small again?
Maybe.
But I think the next person is James. What is your thoughts?
Yes, I was gonna mention something before. Darn it. Anyways. Yeah, I thought Gran Torino was dead too with that one panel. Just showed him slumped on the ground. I was like, oh no, is this how we're gonna find out that he's dead? But nope, he's very much alive. I was trying. What did I want to say? I can't find. But anyways, I didn't know why we got Mirko in this scene either, but I'm glad she's holding on. Don't Die on Me, Mirko.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh, the Hope thing. That would be very on brand for Horikoshi since he likes Star Wars.
Hmm.
Like, there's all these like very upfront Star Wars references, and like it would be nice to have like a subtle one like that. But that would be very on brand for him.
Hmm.
I was thinking too, there was like a 90s rom-com starring Sandra Bullock called Hope Floats. So
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
Oh my god.
that's like where my
That would be
mind
so
went.
amazing if that's what it was.
Yeah, Horikoshi is a rom-com, like, fanboy.
Is La Brava named after a rom-com as well?
I didn't know that. Is it?
I think La Brava is like the lover or something, basically.
Is that a JoJo reference?
No. I wish.
I know it's a song. That's like a Spanish song.
Also, I forgot to mention, I find it hilarious that Mushroom Girl is taller than Mineta still. Like, I know Mushroom Girl's short, but...
Oh, La Brava is a novel about a former secret agent. They admire... I don't know. It might be a it's a spy novel, so maybe it isn't a rom-com. Well.
Let's just say it's a JoJo reference and move on.
Yeah. Sorry, James, any other thoughts?
Yeah, I was mentioning about Mineta being shorter, but also Mineta having, like, just normal dialogue, too, for a while. Not being, like, the horny little thing he is.
Mineta has had like, a very subtle shift.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it should be less subtle and be more like him doing shit. And, like, being respectful to ladies instead of, like, I don't know. I appreciate it, but I'm also like, give me more.
Yeah, like, the fact that he's like the coward character, but he's having, like, these moments of, like, self-awareness where it's like, yeah, he's been, like supporting and, like, quote-unquote, like, doing heroic stuff, but then, like questioning, like, was it really the right choice? I like that. Like, morally for him.
I'm a sucker for cowards, so I like that angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I would say that technically it was the hero's choices, too, as well, that they woke up Shigaraki early.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
But I don't know why I was like, the first time I read this chapter, I really thought that, I was like, how are they going to escape when Shigaraki touches the ground? And I was like, oh yeah, float, duh. But I felt so dumb for a minute.
Yeah, I wonder how long he can do it for.
Mm-hmm.
Or if Deku can land and he can just keep holding Shigaraki up and just be like, what you gonna do? Like, yeah, Deku doesn't really need to fly. He just needs to hold everyone else up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you just held him up in the air, Shigaraki would, like, move around.
Yeah. I also wonder how an air battle will work, too, because I'm pretty sure we'll find out that Shigaraki can fly or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll probably be similar to when Deku fought Overhaul.
Mm-hmm.
And was just gliding around everywhere.
They're both gonna finger flick each other.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
I was gonna say, like, is basically like the float quirk is just working on him and he's just like holding everyone else up with the whips?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the reason why he did it with the whips, yep.
Yeah, for a second I was like,
gravity plays into that too as well.
oh, maybe. That might be.
It would be interesting if maybe Float could pass on to other people as well.
If that's the case, then I actually do kind of worry about Uraraka.
I think he can't do it for that long. I think he's going to lose, like, I don't know if he can keep this emotion up for that long, just because it's so, like, straining. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta think, like I said earlier with Black Whip, he was only able to do it for 1 second. So it's like, how many seconds can he use this for, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like working out a muscle just each time you come back stronger, but I don't know how long he would have to wait in between uses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And James, any other thoughts before we move on to Benjamin?
Nope, just hype for the next chapter.
Whoa, Benjamin, what's your thoughts?
Okay, so when I first started reading the chapter, I didn't think that it was going to be that good because, I'm happy that it focused on the students, but I thought that it was going to focus more on the cities that, were announced in last week's chapter when, like, there was a ton of cities and I was just like, I hope that we're not just going to see the cities, but then it moved back to the Shigaraki stuff. And like, that's all that I really care about right now. Like, you know, I do feel bad for the students and I'm glad that they did show them. I'm happy that they didn't show Coda because if they would have showed Coda, it would have made it.
Your Coda hatred is so specific when your problem is just that he's boring.
I ain't even gonna go in on it.
He's ugly too.
But it's like, I feel bad for the students because pretty much like the same way that the villains, the same way how I look at Coda is the same way that the villains are looking at the rest of the students. Like they're not worth it. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me feel bad for them because again, it shows like, you know, where they are compared to like Todoroki, Deku, and Bakugo. Like they're really not the best of the best, you know? And then when it moved back to the fight with Shigaraki and everything, what was it? It was something, like I had already said it earlier about how they showed the flashback to Deku from the beginning to where he's at now and how, with Shigaraki, like his body is falling apart and whatnot because obviously he didn't have the same training that Deku had. You know what I'm saying? Like All Might told Deku that he had to train or his body would fall apart because of how powerful One For All is. And One For All and All For One, they're pretty much the same quirk, except, you know, with one, you're taking other people's quirks, and then the other one, you have a bunch of quirks inside of you where you have, multiple powers, which Deku is unlocking right now, which is cool. And, it's crazy because remember back in chapter 257, Bakugo had asked, he was just like, so what is going to be the next quirk that Deku's going to unlock? And All Might called it. He was just like, it's going to be flight. And bam, Deku, he learned flight. And after I read this chapter, like I had to go back and do some research because I was thinking, I was just like, okay, look how much time passed from chapter 257 to where we are now. And I thought to myself, had Deku been practicing to unlock flight, but it looks like this is his first time ever using it. That's what it looks like. But then, you know, I had to do some more research and I was just like, so was Deku using flight when he was fighting Overhaul? And so I had to go watch the video and look at it. And I was just like, no, he's not really using flight here. He's just using like the wind turns and everything to move around in the air and whatnot. But then it hit me again. I was just like, man, I'm sure that I've seen Deku use flight before. Like, I know he's used it. So it hit me during the fight with Deku and Bakugo against Nine. I went and watched the video and Deku was using flight when he was fighting him. When him and Bakugo were at 100%, 100% full cowling. There's a scene where Deku is gliding across the ground and like there's lightning touching the ground, but Deku's floating and he's gliding as he's going towards Nine. So, but I know a lot of people say that movie is non-canon and whatnot, and it's still cool that he did use flight in that movie, even though it wasn't as big as what he's doing in this chapter. But yeah, I just had to do my research and I looked at all this stuff. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
I was gonna say that reminds me of like the Superman thing where like everyone says at first he was just really good at leaping really far and he really wasn't flying. And now apparently he flies.
They fly now. Yeah, he flies now. And I really like what you said about kind of being a similar quirk. Just kind of like, because I think a lot of people were kind of upset that Deku was kind of just given the quirk. And I really like All Might saying like, you earned this. Well, Shigaraki just got, like, experimented on until he could handle it. He didn't earn it. No offense to Shigaraki at all. Like, I'm not throwing shade. It's just interesting to see, and I wonder, and that kind of, I guess, like, Deku also got injured, but his injury is so extreme. Like, his body is, like, split in half.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just curious. And I wonder, like, if he takes on Deku's quirk, like he wants to, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna blow up. I don't know.
It's just crazy that everybody that has tried to take on All For One, like they've been unsuccessful. Like the only person that's been able to do it is the original creator. Whereas it's like you see with Shigaraki and with Nine, it's like it was too much for their bodies to handle. Especially with Nine. Like Nine was pretty much decaying, whereas at least with Shigaraki, he has that regen ability. So he's pretty much like Piccolo. Like his body can keep on falling apart and it'll just keep on restitching itself. It's kind of like Eri in a way too.
I do wonder if like Shigaraki knows he needs to eat the hair, or can he just steal it? Because I think when Nine tried to take the quirk, the problem was that he didn't have enough slots or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought it had to be with the user's consent.
That's what I think it's a mix of both. Because like I think that might be just for the eating.
Oh, that's for maybe just for passing it on. But I think All For One can like take it back, he can just take it back because he was the one who gave it.
He gave it to him, so like he should, unless like the pass on one that the brother had just initially is the part that just like locks in. It has to be your choice. The other one was just storing power.
Right.
Yeah. Storing power and pass on.
Oh yeah, the brother's ability was to pass on.
The pass on might be the lock where it says only you can pass it on like this. But we don't know. This is all just like theorizing. I just think it would be very funny if he just puts his hand on Deku and he's like, "Why isn't it working?" And Deku's like, "I'm not gonna tell you." Or he's like, "I shaved off all my hair. This is a wig," or something.
That makes sense.
He would be like, "My power is no takesy backsies."
Basically, cool chapter. Art's really cool. I don't know. I really like seeing Deku this like emotional, but also crying as well. So it's not like he's just angry and he's like, "I look so cool." It's like no, he's like really, and also that it's not like Bakugo died. That it's Gran Torino. Oh no, Gran Torino's gonna live. This is just gonna be whatchamacallit, Yu Yu Hakusho. So
like Genkai. They're gonna treat him like Genkai.
Oh no!
Gonna be like, "I'm not hot and you're cold. I'm a man," or something. I don't know. I'm just worried. I really hope Bakugo, because Bakugo's like, damn it, is interesting to me. So I really hope Bakugo maybe has some emotional shit. Talk out your feelings, Bakugo. Tell us how you feel.
He probably just wants to be let go. He doesn't want to be like Deku taking charge.
Oh yeah, Bakugo is not staying in Black Whip. Because I guess Bakugo can fly by himself. He can like blast.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, Endeavor can kind of fly. I don't know if he can just like kind of fall.
I think he's supposed to just like hold himself in place.
Yeah. Ryoko.
I was thinking of falling in style. Sorry.
That's what I was thinking of too. I think that's basically what he says almost. But that's from something. What's that from? Falling with style.
Toy Story.
Oh yes, it's just like crept into everything. Where I'm just like, and Ryoko, if she turns into a dragon, can fly.
Rock Lock is done.
He can lock himself in the air.
He should just put a lock on the air.
That works? I think he can. Didn't he do that before?
He had like his own little boards and made like his own steps.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So I'm trying. Okay, that's like I don't know. Who else is there? Oh, Manuel. I guess could make like a water flag thing.
And you got water.
I don't know. I'm just curious, like, how do you beat, or I guess, like, Endeavor is kind of, like, how do you kill someone who can keep regenerating? The Mustang method. Burn them till they stop.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I wonder if the Deku will unlock, like, one of the other quirks is fire. But, who knows? I guess I kind of want to go back to the students again, just because, like, unlocking float is good, but I'm also just like, yay, Deku unlocked another quirk. But it does feel earned, because like he's so angry he unlocked it. So it's good. I'm being a little mean.
No, I get it. I think like it took me like a while to like get used to the fact that like, oh, okay, he's gonna have like more powers. Like he's gonna unlock more besides just like the super strength. For a while, like I don't know how I felt about it, but like I do think it's cool, just like the way that it like shows up in the art and like how like Black Whip is like this like really like ghostly like mist thing that just like grabs people. Like it looks cool. As far as like mastering his powers goes, like I would be like I would like to have like some kind of, just because like up to this point we've seen like the way that Deku like slowly like gets used to One For All is like, well, we see like he starts with like 5% and then like work up to like 35%, or like does he use the other stuff like Float or Black Whip in like that same way? Like does he have to like only use a part of it, or like a, you know, like a percent, just because like otherwise he wouldn't be able to control it or something?
It's kind of like,
yeah,
it's battle of the percentages. It's 75% versus Deku's like varying percentages. I'm trying to think, I wonder if Shigaraki can go beyond his limit of 75%, or if that's kind of, but the thing is though, Shigaraki has definitely been doing a lot of the more hero, like, I think 2 chapters ago, it was, the title of the chapter was Plus Ultra.
Yeah.
It was like Shigaraki doing stuff. And also Shigaraki was like, I just gotta keep my origin in mind. And that's very much like what a hero would say. So it's really interesting that it's kind of like flipping it. So I do wonder if maybe there is a bit of a hard limit just of his body. Because like Deku like goes 100% and just like breaks a limb. He doesn't like tear himself in half. I'm kind of going over stuff again, but overall good chapter.
I think you're right about that. I just think that because Shigaraki is only at 75%, that's the reason why his body is falling apart. Like that's the only thing that I could think of. It was something else that when he was going to touch the ground, it reminded me of, remember when his family was coming outside and he kept touching the ground and he was killing all of them? Like it reminded me of that as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Because it's kind of just like finishing everyone off the same way. And I guess I like that Deku is cool, that his like really cool moment is basically kind of saving people.
Yeah.
And like kind of running away, like, I don't know, I appreciate it. It's not, I keep thinking of the Avatar state, like he's getting so mad he's in the Avatar state.
Oh yeah, actually, like, I think that's a good comparison.
But I guess the nice thing is Deku is in control here. And that's what I hope, is I kind of want to see maybe a little bit of strategy. And I think just using Float at all that way is really smart. And kind of like, can you send you can send it through the ground, but can you send it through air? And he's like, actually, yes, I can. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, you know what would be sick? Like, like how, you know, he's like floating like above the ground, right? But then like, we know how strong like All Might is, that he can basically like kick through the air and like fucking like go super like fast across the air. Like, if he could almost do it like Gentle, where like he would make like footholds in the air and then like jump off of that. I wonder if he can just like hold himself in the air but then like kick off with like the strength of the thrust from like his legs.
Throw Shigaraki to the moon.
Oh my god.
Just go One Punch Man, except why could One Punch Man breathe on the moon? What was up with that? But Shigaraki would just like die. That's how you kill him. Throw
I think
him
he
into
held
outer
his
space.
breath.
I win. Oh, you're right. Yes, I underestimated One Punch Man. Anyways, sorry, I went on a little bit of a rant there. Any other thoughts for this chapter before we go into some emails?
Fun chapter.
Yeah, it was a good chapter.
Yeah,
it was a good chapter.
Yay. And now on to the emails.
Okay, this one comes from Black North End, and they say, hello, MHA Pod. I want to say that from what it seems like, the only way to effectively beat Gigantomachia is to remove him off the ground, like what Deku did to Shigaraki and his allies. Because it appears that he is unstoppable while he is connected to the ground. Your thought?
I think that is really cool. I didn't really think about it. That, like, kind of just lift him up. I kind of like a few episodes ago, I thought that maybe Gigantomachia is actually really small, and that he just has, like, the ground, or, like, or, like, kind of, like, he built himself up around, or just, like, his quirk has stuff coming out making him bigger. So I don't know, just, like, also what if you just throw him into water and he dissolves?
Oh my god.
Because he's like mud.
Yeah.
What if, like, just people thinking that he's big is what makes him big and he's actually
He's actually really tiny. It's all a matter of perspective.
That would be amazing.
What movie is that from? It's from a movie or a TV show where it's like once they made the person like they thought that he was this big threat, but then it's like once they stopped being a big threat, they just kept on shrinking and shrinking. Was it from It? No, it wasn't. From It.
Elf?
No,
JoJo? That's
No,
what
it's
happens
It.
whenever Koichi befriends someone.
It is from It. Yeah, it is.
Anyway, not to spoil it, but yeah.
I was like, thanks for spoiling a 35-year-old movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's a joke.
It's a JoJo.
Yes.
But did anyone else have any other thoughts of that email?
I like the idea of just like, hey, just get him off the ground.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, and
It's so simple,
And we
but
don't-
maybe it is like the one way to beat him.
we don't really know what his quirk is, and like he has like a mountain on his back, so it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Me,
It's
I
interesting.
think
He
it's a good
definitely
idea.
has like many quirks because we learned that the Nomu were based off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder what he has that it doesn't overload his brain because Machia is still like smart enough to like he follow
Yeah.
instructions. He can talk. I don't know. Nomu could talk.
It might be just like his, I don't want to call it brainwashing because it might not be, but like, his like devotion to like All for One is
Yeah.
like, that's like his purpose. That's what keeps him like focused.
Mm-hmm. I guess also Kurogiri can talk as well, and like seem very. He's very like sophisticated, but I guess he didn't talk a super a lot. He's kind of like a babysitter. Maybe talked more. I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm just thinking of like kind of the people we know with multiple quirks, and I'm trying to like see if there's like a hint or something.
Are there really? I mean, the only people that have multiple quirks for real are just Shigaraki and Nine, and All for One.
Yeah, and Deku.
And Deku. I'm sorry. Yeah, and Deku.
And Shoto Todoroki.
And yeah, Todoroki's interesting.
that
that
is
it's kind
true.
of two quirks merged together. I almost like wanted to be revealed that the doctor like made that happen. Because like Endeavor like kept visiting him, being like, "Why doesn't this work?" And he's just like, "Okay, fine, I'll make your perfect eugenics baby."
Jesus.
It was to be like really dark. And I apologize.
You know-
I shouldn't joke about eugenics. I don't know. Fuck Endeavor.
Something that I was thinking about is, do you guys think that Deku would be strong enough to lift up Gigantomachia with with the black whip and floating in the air? Because, that's a big fella now. And, I'm just saying, like,
If he has enough black whips, it might take a lot of them.
It might take like Black Whip and also,
Float or
Uraraka.
Ochako. Yeah.
Ochako.
oh, yeah.
And Sero. Sero could put some tape on them and they could all work together.
I do like that the solution to all fights now is just pick them up because it works. It's really cool to think that like it might work. Who knows? But like I like kind of seeing strategy that because like float you wouldn't think would be super useful, but it actually is. So I support it. But on to, we got an email from Roman, or this is actually the message they sent to the website saying, "Hi, I listened to your guys' podcast on Spotify, and I finally decided to send a message. You guys are really nice, and this podcast has helped me fill the void Emmete left after season 4 finished." Tear emoji. That's me adding tear emoji. "Thank you for staying on air for so long, and I hope you continue in the future. Also, I listened to you guys' shipping episode, and nobody said Ojiro and Kaminari. I was wondering if you guys thought of that could be shipped. Sorry, you guys have a nice podcast." And they also did a follow-up email defending their ship, which I support, saying, "I contacted you guys on your website asking about Kaminari x Ojiro, and I wanted to give some evidence. I just thought this because we're always seeing Kaminari rub Ojiro's tail, and it's funny. Anyways, thank you for having this podcast." I support it. I think it'd be cute. Like, Kaminari's kind of idiot. Ojiro is kind of just, like, normal, like, chill. So I think, like, it would be a cute dynamic.
He looks like someone who would be fine, like, babysitting.
So, like, Kaminari could help him, like, loosen up a little. Because Ojiro's very normal.
True.
And that's kind of like the joke, because everybody has a tail. So, like, they could just, also, like, if he touched him and gave him, like, static electricity, all of his hair would stand up if he was, like, blushing.
I like that. I like the
be
static
cute.
electricity thing. That's funny.
It'd be cute. It's a good, lightning tail. Pikachu. Their ship is Pikachu.
That's their
I
combo.
think. But any other shipping thoughts on Kaminari no Jiro?
I support it.
Yeah.
Same.
They're good ships, Brent, like the good dogs meme.
I'm looking. I'm looking. I mean, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
Yeah. He might have to. I guess like people like to ship maybe Kaminari. Oh no, people like to ship him with Jiro.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I can
Jiro-
definitely see that.
Because Jiro just like bullies him,
mm,
but in like a not in like a malicious
yeah,
way.
not a mean way.
Yeah.
But multi-shipping.
I definitely could see Momo and Mineta as a couple in the future.
Oh my god, what?
No.
Maybe.
I mean, look at the chemistry that they have with each other. It's like it kind of has that Steve Urkel, Laura Winslow feel to it,
Oh my god.
and it's
I'm
like
feeling physical pain.
then maybe one day.
What would a Stefan version of Mineta look like?
He would be
Mineta
tall. He would be tall. He would still look the same. He would just be tall and more cooler, suave.
If Mineta grew up a little bit and kind of maturity-wise and like Momo got more confidence, I could see it. This is very bad, and do not get mad at me, but Tanaka and Kyoko. Just saying. Don't kill me, Marion.
From Haikyuu?
Yeah?
Why? Where did this come from?
Because, like, Tanaka's also kind of like,
Oh wait, you're saying that's the dynamic?
yeah.
Oh lord, I actually see it. I can't believe you put this thought in my head.
But Mineta is, like, on a very different level than Tanaka.
Yeah.
I'm not shaming Tanaka at all. It just made me think, like, if they actually worked as a couple, it would be more that dynamic.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Right.
The only difference is really Mineta's more like smug. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What's
just kind of like,
Can you guys see Coda shipping with anybody?
Jiro.
Maybe. I would say I don't know. What?
No, he's your afterthought.
We could ship him
Oh,
with the
sorry.
mongoose friend of Sue's. They can talk to each other.
Just
I think her name is
Hakumo.
just Mongoose, isn't it?
Mongoose. Yeah.
Yeah, Habuko Mongoose.
Her name is Mongoose, but she's a snake.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
It's
see.
like
I see.
snakes are the natural enemy of Mongoose.
Mm.
So would Coda be able to control Spanner? Since Spanner's a lizard?
Mm.
Maybe.
We
I
don't
don't
actually
think
know if he can
explored.
control people or not. That's kind of like the theory. If Kodo is evil, he'd be like, people are a type of creature, and according to D&D rules,
Oh
and
my
then just
God.
like control everyone.
Yeah,
That might actually be scary.
I feel like Coda's gonna become a villain. I mean, he might be the traitor of UA. That's what I'm calling that now. Because
Would you
nobody's
like that-
expecting.
It's been held on and like not mentioned for so long. I feel like if it's one of the students, they're like hiding it really well and like saving it for like the perfect moment.
But
I don't know.
Like, what does Coda do?
Ugh.
He summoned pigeons once.
He talked to bugs.
He helped
Yeah,
save
talked
Jiro.
about-
He like sent out bugs to scare Present Mike. Koda does things. He also is not in this chapter. So I don't know why we're talking about it. Anyways, that's we'll round out the emails. But any other parting thoughts before we go into the roundup? Okay. Sorry. Marion, where can we find you?
You could find me on Twitter at Microwave with the E before the V. I co-host a bunch of other podcasts, and I sometimes write reviews and stuff. All of those things are linked in my card, which is on my Twitter.
And nice. Benjamin, where can we find you?
You can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And you can find me on Facebook by typing in Benjamin Banks, and I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg and settle this. And you can also follow my podcast, Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, at Leveling Up Banks on all social media accounts.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Gary, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Wrath of Giraffe.
James.
You can find me on Twitter at That One Welder Guy. I also have the Kicking Stones podcast, a Dr. Stone manga read-through podcast, and the Weeb Jammin' podcast. Also, you can follow that at Dr. Stone Pod and the other one at Jammin' Weeb on Twitter.
Nice. You can follow Sophie. She's not on this week on Twitter at Chopper's Antlers. You can follow me on Twitter at Sniper of My Heart. And I am also on the Haikyuu podcast. You can follow that on Twitter at Haikyuu Pod. It's also called The View from the Top. But I don't know if we have plans for another episode, but it might hopefully come out.
When the anime comes back, probably.
True. And I think Gabby wanted to do an all Spanish episode, so if you tune in 1 week and it's just all Spanish, I apologize, but I'm trying to learn Spanish so I can come on and just say one words and that aren't related to Haikyuu.
Hablando español con Kendra. Ay,
I can say
me alegro.
I can say yo bebe agua. I think that's I can't speak Spanish.
Esta alitada es muy bueno.
Mohair means woman. I know that. And
Hair? Why did you say that like hair, like on your head?
Mohair? How are you supposed to say it?
Mujer.
Mohair. I can't speak Spanish. This is proving it. I apologize. Anyways, you can follow this podcast, which is not in Spanish, on Twitter at Yes. Yeah, we have 2 Spanish speakers, maybe more.
Our podcast now, Kendra.
You made me lose. I have it written down. Okay, you can follow us on Twitter at MHAPod. You can email us at myheropod@gmail.com. You can visit our website at www.mhapod.com. And I want to yell something in Spanish, but what is Go Beyond Plus Ultra in Spanish?
Oh, good question.
That is a good question. My conversational Spanish.
Well, Plus Ultra is Latin, and Spanish came from Latin, so we can just say, 1, 2, 3, Plus Ultra.
I'm trying to see what stuff I wrote down for this week. Let's hope for some more Momo moments and go beyond!
Plus
Ultra!
This is My Hero Academia, Ultra. Manga, anime, news, and more.